Assertive Yield changed the game for us because we are now able to manage our whole inventory on our side. In the ad management team, we are much more flexible. Assertive Yield helped us to save time and also helped us to add new features, new options for monetizations that we didn't have before. So we didn't have the possibility for pre-bid or header bidding. That's easily possible. And of course, we are doing all this to earn more money and to improve the CPMs on our webpage or the RPMs on our webpage. So Kurier Media House, we are here based in Vienna. We are one of the most relevant daily newspapers here in the Austrian market. And beside of our print products, of course, we also have a quite strong digital focus. So we have Kurier.at as our biggest website. It's a news portal with sport, hard news, soft news in there. And then we have a lot of other digital assets, special interest portals. It's a quite portfolio we have. My name is Georg, or in English it's Georg. I'm responsible here at Kurier Media House for ad operations and ad technologies. We are checking all the campaigns our sales team is selling on our portals. We are handling the whole ad server. So how can we use data? How can we use artificial intelligence to design new ad products for our clients, but also to make our life easier here, especially in campaign management, because we have a lot of manual processes. We have a lot of reporting stuff. When we started to work with Assertive Yield, we saw that a lot of partners that we currently had via open bidding, that they went away from open bidding, so focusing probably on more direct relationship with publishers. And so together with Assertive Yield, we could also onboard all these partners without losing any revenues. We saw this drop in open bidding, and through Assertive Yield, we could increase back again the demand and increase the revenues that came with these existing partners. We also had partners that were not partner of open bidding, but the partners that are quite strong in the Austrian market. And the only option there we had, together with Assertive Yield, we had the option to integrate them as well into as new demand partners. And so they also generated new revenue, additional revenue we didn't have so far. With Assertive Yield, we had the chance, and that was the first time we really could do it, to add demand partners via header bidding or pre-bid setup. And what we saw finally is an increase in the revenues we were generating through or together with additional partners, also together with the optimization options we have, especially if we're looking into the analytics and seeing which demand partner generates the highest RPMs, the highest CPM, has the highest fill rates. Also finding out which partner doesn't work that fine, to get in contact again with the partner saying, hey, why is your fill rate so low? What can we change to improve it? And from this perspective, I would say that together with Assertive Yield, we definitely have increased the revenues and the RPMs. As far as I could see, it's at least 10% that we can have more revenues, or we could increase the revenues and the RPMs. And I would say without Assertive Yield, we even wouldn't be able to add these demand partners and to have all these analytics figures that helped us to understand better how our partners, bidders are working and how we can improve the setup finally, and how can we improve the inventory we are passing over to these demand partners. I would definitely recommend Assertive Yield to partners. Why? On one hand, it's the solution, the front end, the features in the front end that are really cool and that are really helping all publishers monetizing their inventory. On the other hand, what was always a discussion also internally, and after working 1.5 years together with Assertive Yield, is also speed of the solution. So if a user comes to the website, do you see or can you feel that there is any third-party partner in there? And I can say, no, it really works fine. We didn't have any delays in the page load. So it's really great integrated with the website, and it's also easily integrated in the website. It's more or less one snippet of code you have to integrate into the website, and then you can start working with the tool, building ad units more or less. And so an easy onboarding, easy usage, together with the features from Yield Manager to Yield Analytics. Assertive Yield is a company that's quite innovative. So we saw that there are a lot of developments that you're working on a lot of new things. I can say that regularly we see new features coming up in the front end that really helps us a lot in daily business. It was the right decision to work with you together, because that's also important for us to be always on the latest developments in the market. I think one of the coolest features from our side is really the whole inventory management functionalities. So we also work quite closely with our editorial teams. If we define new ad placements, now it's really easy to add them in the page. Also to do a lot of A/B testing. That's a quite cool feature we're using quite often, just to find out, okay, if we add a new ad placement in the page, how does it work? Do we really get more money, or do we even lose money if we add a new one? How is the user experience behind it? Because you also have the possibility to add all the web analytics parts in your solution. So everything comes with the core web vitals from Google. That's a quite important topic from our side. It's cool to find out if we start a new ad placement, how does this affect the core web vitals scores? That's a thing we are using quite often. So having the A/B testing in place, having the functionality for the ad placements, just easily add a new one or deactivate a new one. That's everything that helps us improving our ad placements and improving also how the user interact with our website, and that they are happy to come to Kurier.at. Also the quite easy handling of adding new demand partners and also testing new demand partners. So we still working to add all the time new partners and test new partners, but it's really easy. It's a kind of plug and play. We get the IDs mainly from the partners, build the rules in Assertive Yield, and then add the IDs there, and we can start with new partners. So that's another thing, and that was also important for us, the handling of Prebid. Currently, we are only using Streamlined, so the client side, but of course, we also want to test in the near future the server side. And that's what was also at one point in the decision that the partner we are working with should also cover client side, server side integrations. The features we are currently using are Yield Manager, its analytics, and also the wrapper solution, so to add additional demand. That's the three features that we are mainly, the modules that we are mainly using. I think one of the most important things for our decision to work with Assertive Yield is how can we improve our internal processes, especially when it comes to the inventory management. Before we're starting working with Assertive Yield as a standard technology setup, we have integrated directly the ad server text in the web page. That has been done by our tech team, meaning also if we need to change anything in the setup, we had to write a ticket to our tech team. The tech team will have then prioritize the ticket, and as quite often, of course, other topics were more relevant than adding or changing different ad placements. With the integration of Assertive Yield, that helped us a lot, because now we are completely independent of our tech team. So we can change ad placements in the page without the help of our tech team. So we are completely independent. And that helped us saving a lot of time, helped us, of course, saving a lot of resources concerning communication with our tech team, testing again. So we can do it all together. We can just generate a preview link without publishing the new setup. Just seeing is everything fine. If it's fine, we publish it and we can go back to the latest version. So that's really cool. The whole inventory feature, yield management feature is really a cool thing that helped us saving a lot of time, and also changed the way we are finally working and we can work. Because before it was quite a thing you just define once the ad text, and then it was the same for the next coming years. Now we see that we can change it quite often, and also depending on the demand. If our editorial team, for example, edits some new blogs on the homepage, we can easily change also the ad placements. We had this topic, for example, quite in the near past. We had elections in Austria, we had elections in the US, and there, of course, our editorial team added some new boxes on the homepage, and we just added and modified also the ad placements there. It was done within 1 hour, and everything was fine for everybody. And if I think before, it probably took 2 weeks to change that. So that helped us, of course, a lot improving our processes. The other thing, also quite important, is everything that comes with analytics. So that also helps us. We have also been working with different partners before with Assertive Yield. In this case, we had to use different reporting resources. Each partner had different reporting resources. We had our ad server, we had parties that also on our website. And now together with Assertive Yield, we also have everything in one place. So if you want to see the eCPMs, how is the fill rate developing and so on, even we can also go down on ad unit level, on channel level. That's everything available in Assertive Yield in combination with standard website tracking, page impressions, unique clients, visits, and so on. And we can combine everything together to get a better picture what works on our website, what doesn't work on our website, which clients are booking on our websites, how can we improve ad placements, and so on. So that helped us also a lot, saving time because we have everything in one place, not in different places. The thing we didn't have before was that wrapper solution. So just adding new demand partners, it's easy, and also building rules around it. So we have partners that only want to have mobile traffic on the sports section, for example, and it's quite easy just to add this demand partner for the specific section, for the specific targeting, just building the rules, and we can be sure that we only deliver traffic to the partner for this, what he really wants. Meaning also that we have higher fill rates then, because we're delivering more relevant traffic to our partner. And that's another thing that helped us saving time and also setting up, finding the best setup for our partners as well. The challenges we had also is that we have a lot of manual things to do. Of course, we are using ad server technologies, we are using different SSPs, but still we have a lot of manual work to do because we have different clients that have different needs. And of course, we have also the issues. If you do it by hand, you will also have some mistakes that happens every time. And what we tried in the past few years is to improve our processes, to improve also our tools we are working with, introduced also new tools that helped us to make the life easier. When I started here in the company, we had Google Stack in-house. We used open bidding via Google, but we were not able also to add additional demand sources. So we did not have any header bidding pre-bid solution in place. And that was also where we focused on to find a solution that also helped us to improve our programmatic demand and programmatic. But what we saw is that the demand that we could run over our main SSP, as I mentioned before, Google, is not the demand for the whole market. So we saw that there are many demand sources that are not that good connected to Google, or even went away from Google and said, okay, we want to have a more direct relationship. We saw that if we don't have a solution that also helps us to integrate these additional demand sources, we will actually lose money at the end of the day. And that was the reason why we said, okay, we need a new solution. And beside that, if we are talking about adding header bidding or pre-bid solutions, probably it also makes sense to find a solution that helps us to manage our inventory better, easier, with less resources. So that was the two aspects we had when we looked a little bit what can we change. Is there a solution that helps us to make our life easier in inventory management? And is there a solution that helps us adding new additional demand sources? And the third point, of course, was, is there a solution probably that also helps us to understand what we are doing? Finally, that helps us providing with all the relevant data analysis that we finally need. And that's our challenge. And that was also the reason why we looked into the market for a new solution. When we started to look into the market for potential partners, one of the most important things was that we didn't want to have two solutions or even three solutions for analytics and all solutions, for inventory management and all solutions, for everything that comes with header bidding, pre-bid. We wanted to have one that fits for all our needs. And we found out that most of the partners are fine are really good in header bidding and pre-bid. Some are good in analytics, but we really only found less. And one of the partners finally was Assertive Yield that could cover all the needs, from analytics to yield management to inventory management, and finally everything that comes with header bidding. And that was finally the reason why we also have chosen or decided to work with Assertive Yield, because you could cover everything. I think the experience with the team is it's quite fine. From my perspective, I always like to have a person that I can contact and that also responds to me. I also have a core team, so I know who can I address for the commercial stuff, for the more technical stuff. From my experience so far, it's not a support hotline where you just write an email or call. You have someone in person sitting there and you can contact him. And most important also, you have a person that also understands what you finally need. Because I know also from other support teams that you have always other people you're speaking with. So you have a case probably that's similar to another case you are writing 2 days later. And you are talking to different people and you have to describe it once again, everything. And that's quite fine to have really one team, and the team remembers or knows what we have been talking 2 weeks ago, and they can usually provide me with the right solutions then. Onboarding was, I have to say, quite easy. We had this support from your team showing us the system, showing us the main features. The inventory setup, I would say, is quite easy if you just get into it, that you have placements, that you have ad units, that you have HTML units, and how you can combine it with triggers and with variables and so on. It's quite intuitive, your system, and if you understand it, you can easily build everything that you need finally.